Every year, the nonprofits Youth Alive and the Rites of Passage Empowerment, also known as ROPE, are stepping towards a stronger and more equitable community. This year marked Youth Alive's 30th anniversary and ROPE's 15th anniversary. It is no surprise that they celebrated it with multiple step performances during their fundraising dinner at the Berkshire Innovation Center.
As I was thinking about getting ready for this particular keynote, I began to think about what does it mean to celebrate 30 years and 15 years with ROPE being in their growing stage. And I was brought into what it means for a couple to celebrate 30 years of marriage. And for those that are married in the room, when you hit your 30-year mark, it is known as the pearl marriage. And so what is so wonderful and amazing about a pearl is that it's the traditional gift that you would give someone in their 30-year celebration of their marriage. But what it means for a pearl is that it means growth, strength, and enduring beauty. And it's clear as we think about ROPE tonight that it has strength and it clearly has enduring beauty because we made it here tonight. And so when I think about a title, I think about stepping boldly into our power, purpose, and future. Stepping boldly into our power, purpose, and future. And so one of the things as I was talking to Akila recently about Youth Alive and its founders and what it meant, she talked about that it was a place for them to belong. It was a place for them to come together. It was a place for them to build a bond and a friendship. It was a place for them in a community that didn't have something that represented them. Because truth be told, in the 90s, Pittsfield was a little shaky for what it meant to have culture. If we're going to tell the truth, we got to tell it all the way. Amen? And so to see something like Youth Alive come alive at the time that it did, it was awesome. Every step that they took, we knew that they were stepping further away from oppression. They were stepping further away from the social injustice. They were stepping further away from all the things that we were told that we couldn't be in the community that was supposed to hug us. So it was people like Shirley Edgerton, Mrs. E. It was people like the late Bishop Edgerton that saw their potential to step with their purpose, to step boldly into that thing and say, we see you even if nobody else sees you. And so every time they stepped, they took their authority back. Every time they stepped, they reclaimed their voice. Every time they stepped, you knew that they were stepping with purpose. You knew that they were stepping with a mission. They weren't stepping cute. There was nothing cute about Youth Alive step. They were stepping because they had something to prove. And so we think about Youth Alive and we think about what you see today now in ROPE. We ought to be thankful that we have 30 years tonight, that they stepped into their power, and that we're able to be here. Y'all clapping, but I want y'all to feel this thing. And so when we think about the modern gift in a 30-year marriage, it means a diamond. How many people know that a diamond has pressure? And in order to get to a diamond, you have to dig down deep, and sometimes it gets a little dark the deeper that you dig. And so not only did Youth Alive dig deep, they would dig deep in neighborhoods, they would dig deep in homes, they would dig deep down into the dark place and the depression of some of the youth, because how many people know that some of our youth of color don't always have the opportunities that other youth have? Amen. So what Youth Alive did was it created a new door and it created a new sound. It was one team and it was one step and one sound. Yes. But what Akila reminded me of is that the late Bishop Edgerton trained them up that no matter where they went, that it was their house. So what that reminded me of is that they learned to take ownership. They learned to be who they were in something that we saw so simple, and many of us have celebrated this, but it was more than a step. That step represented our people. That step represented our voice. That step represented all the things that were taken away from us to be where we are today. So we think about stepping on purpose, and we think about stepping in power, and we think about heading to our future. I want us to remember that it takes pressure to get to this place called now. Somebody might be saying, well, I can't wait to get to my 30 years. Do you know it wasn't easy getting here? to get to 30 years of leading young people, to get to 30 years and then create something called Rope, that not just about them getting dressed and going across Africa, because I've gone to those trips. It's about showing them that they are limitless in spite of what the society will tell them, because how many people know that starting from 3rd grade starts the prison pipeline if our young people are not able to read successfully? So stepping and getting girls together with other mentors that are intelligent, with other instruction, that have career and lifestyle, is more than just coming here tonight. It's about them advancing to their future and saying, we can create this. And so we're stepping into our power. We're stepping into our purpose as we head to our future.
More information about the event on iberkshires.com, or check out our other video which has some of the performances.